Hi, I'm Fiona, a multidisciplinary artist, and I'm studying art education. If you clicked on this video, you must be curious about how to make a stop-motion film with clay, and that's what I'm here to show you. So, first you start with a ball of clay. This would have to be wet so that it's malleable, and here I am just starting to shape the first shape of the sculpture that I'm going to be using to tell my story in the stop-motion film. Once this is done, you grab your phone with the stop motion app of your choosing. What I am using is just called Stop Motion on the Apple Store. You take a lot of pictures from a lot of angles. The more pictures you take, the more smooth and continuous your stop motion will be. So if you take about 10 pictures, then this is about how continuous it will be. And then I continue crafting my sculpture, changing it little by little and documenting the process through the stop motion app. For every single shape that I did, I took about 10 to 15 pictures, depending on how much changed, so as to see the detail of it. My stop motion film is kind of easy in the sense that my story in it is just about the sculpture going through these physical changes because it's meant to be a narrative on beauty standards and how they've changed over the course of history, essentially. But also about how you can't get rid of what you're made of or your true essence, especially as a woman, despite or regardless of the beauty standards as they change. So I kept taking pictures in the stop motion app as I kept changing the shape of the statue as she went about these transformations throughout history. I did my absolute best to document as many of the changes as I possibly could remember. I didn't screen record the process each time on my phone because it is the exact same steps. You just have the app open, have the object that you're making the story about, and you just keep taking pictures using the same buttons. Most of these apps, no matter which one you pick, are pretty self-explanatory, and they usually have very simple step-by-step instructions in the app when you open it and start learning how to use it. When you're working with clay, one thing you should probably keep in mind is that as it needs to be wet, it also dries out as you go through about this process. I had to work quick, and at some point I had to also rehydrate the clay, which I did by mixing some slip into the shaved off bits of drying clay. Before you're fully ready to export, I'd recommend you explore some editing options like speed, frames, certain effects, and quality. And when you're done, you exit the project into the home screen of the app and you hold on your project for a few seconds until this menu pops up. Then you tap Export Movie. It will take you to the next screen. You press Share, you press Save Video, you press Allow for them to add it to your library, and then it's done. And then you dismiss and you have a final version of your stop motion film. Congratulations! This is how mine turned out. I hope you enjoy. Then it's time to clean up. Woo! So I wrap my little sculpture into plastic so it gets leather hard and easier to handle. Then I gather my tools, gather the dust, wash my working station with water because silica dust is very harmful for the lungs. I rinse all of the tools that I used, which didn't end up that many. I cover and put away my slip and all of the tools that I used and didn't use. And then I put my little sculpture on the drying rack and I can hollow it out and get it ready for firing for the next time that I'm at the studio. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it serves you well.